Hello, thank you for joining me today. Today we're in Wales and we're riding National Cycle Network Route 8 from Dolgellau to Barmouth, also known as the Mawddach Trail, and it's beautiful. We're starting our journey along Route 8 in Dolgellau, where this section is called the Mawddach Trail, as it follows the Mawddach River into Barmouth. We're starting at a car park near the centre of Dolgellau. This is a large car park where it's easy to park for the trail. The car park is right next to the Mawddach River itself. And the trail begins at the far end of the car park, next to the rugby pitches. So let's begin this ride on what starts as a very well surfaced tarmac path. But very quickly turns to a gravel surface. So we're going to make our way from Dolgellau down this trail which follows the Mawddach River to Barmouth. And looking at the route on the Sustrans website, you can see that most of it is in orange, so we know that this is going to be a mostly traffic-free route, with a distance of about 9 miles between Dolgellau and Barmouth. The surface for most part is this gravel type surface. It's generally a very good surface, but probably not best suited to the road bike that I'm actually on today, as I'm doing this as part of a larger ride that was mostly on roads. If you're just going to do the Mawddach Trail, my recommendation would be to go for a mountain bike or a hybrid type bike for this. After you've made your way past the sports fields in Dolgellau, you come to a bridge which you're directed over by one of the blue signs, the National Cycle Network signs, over to the north side of the river. I did actually double check my directions at this point because I couldn't remember the route actually going to the north side of the river. I thought it followed by the south, but it does indeed here cross over to the north side of the river. When you get to the other side of the bridge, there is again one of the blue signs to direct you left back onto this gravel surface to carry on the trail. From here it's a short ride along this track until we come to the road that goes to Fairbourne. We need to cross over this road and head into the car park on the other side. Now obviously being a car park you do need to be careful of traffic here, as it is not traffic free, one of the short sections of this ride that isn't. That car park is another place you could park to start this trail. I think that car park might be free, so you'd avoid the pay and display car park in the centre of Dolgellau. As we leave the car park we carry on again along a road, although this is a particularly quiet section of road and only leads to a little gravel car park across this bridge here. The bridge takes us back to the south side of the River Mawddach, and it gives away what this trail used to be, as the bridge is quite obviously an old railway bridge. This is the old Rueben to Barmouth Railway, which ran from Dolgellau Junction to Barmouth Junction on the south side of the Mawddach Estuary, where it joined the main coastal line that ran from Aberystwyth to Barmouth. The first part of the line was opened in 1861, and all parts were completed by 1868. It runs through the town of Dolgellau. If you've seen my video on Route 85 that passes through Dolgellau along the canal there, you'll see that this part of it is still a heritage railway and open today. The route then continued west, over to Lake Bala, where it ran along the lake shore. This section of the railway is also open today as a heritage railway, although this section along Lake Bala has now been converted to narrow gauge. We're now coming to what would be the first stop outside of Dolgellau as the train made its way to Barmouth, and this stop is Penmaenpool. Here you'll find a car park and toilets, so also a good place to start this route if you want to cut a mile or so off the start of it. The route takes us right through the car park, so again not 100% traffic free here, but this is just a short section. But just be careful if you do have children with you. This car park is actually the original site of where the station was. Unfortunately it has been knocked down. On the right here are the toilets, and then as we cross out onto the road, if you look to your right you will see the Penmaenpool wooden toll bridge. This bridge was built in 1879 to replace a ferry crossing that was here, and links the two sides of the estuary. Although there is now a large main bypass at Dolgellau which crosses the river, this bridge is still in use today for a small toll, and apparently gets about 200 crossings a day for people looking for a more scenic route across the estuary. As we carry on past the King George III pub, I did notice this old railway signal still in place. Lovely to see. As we pass the pub, you do get to enjoy a little bit of tarmac with the odd speed bump, but it soon does change back to the gravel surface that we've been used to on this ride so far, and the trail remains nice and flat and nice and wide. This railway line was listed for closure in the dreaded Beeching report. The closure happened in stages, and the last train to run along this part of the track between Dolgellau and Barmouth Junction ran in 1965, with the final trains on any part of the line between Barmouth and Rueben happening in 1968. The track was lifted in 1969. I'm struggling to find any information of when it was turned into a walking/cycling route, although I did see that in the 70s some conservation was done on it as a lot of the trackbed was washed away. But if you know any more details on that, please do let me know in the comments. After a brief ride through this wooded section, the trail really opens up and you start to see some great views of the surrounding mountains. The further you get along the trail, the better the views get and the more the scenery opens up. A little further down we do pass again through another wooded section where the surface does deteriorate a little bit. You can see there's a lot of puddles around, but the previous night we had quite a bit of rain. And it wasn't a problem for me on my road bike, so it's certainly not going to be a problem on a mountain bike or a hybrid bike. And you're soon out of the woods again to be greeted by glorious views of the estuary. As you carry on along the trail, you will eventually get a view of the Barmouth Bridge in the distance. As you look down the estuary and out to sea, you can see the Barmouth Bridge looming in the distance, making its way across this sandy estuary. A little further on I took a break at this picnic area where I saw these curious concrete blocks and also some look like slate blocks. I have no idea what they are. If you have any idea, please do let me know in the comments. It's so beautiful here, even a passing rain shower couldn't dampen my spirits. As we get closer to Morfa Mawddach, or what was known as Barmouth Junction, we cross over a road as we veer away from the estuary a little bit. The surface then becomes tarmac as we head through these trees and to another car park, which is another good place to start this ride from, as there are some toilets. As we carry on along, we eventually come to the spot where this railway would have joined the main Barmouth to Aberystwyth railway, and Route 8 now follows alongside this active railway line. It was here I noticed some new sections of the Barmouth Bridge ready to be put in place. Barmouth Bridge has been here for 150 years, and being at the mouth of an estuary, it really is open to the worst of the elements. The two metal sections of the bridge are due to be replaced this year, that is 2023, and the bridge will be closed from the 1st of September for approximately 12 weeks. So if you're looking to do this route when this video is released, that's not going to be possible. You're going to have to wait till after the closure, which will at least be December in 2023. After navigating this sandy section of the cycle route, which was a little bit dubious on my road bike, it's time to join the actual Barmouth Bridge itself and make our way across the final section of our journey towards Barmouth. Barmouth Bridge, or Barmouth Viaduct we should say, as this is a rail crossing, is the longest timber viaduct in Wales and one of the oldest in regular use in Britain today. The bridge was designed and constructed for the Aberystwyth and Welsh Coast Railway. Work started on the bridge in 1864 and was completed in 1867 when it was officially opened. The bridge is 820 metres long, and most of it is this bumpy wooden surface, which is not particularly pleasant on a road bike. But the views you get from the bridge make it worth it. They really are quite spectacular. As we look towards Barmouth, the harbour looks particularly pretty with the sun setting behind it. and as you turn to look east you get a fantastic view of the Snowdonia Mountains. The final part of the bridge where the metal arches are, the pathway narrows, but it's still this wooden surface, although a little smoother here. These are the sections that have been replaced in the works that are currently ongoing there, towards the end of 2023. There's 2 of these arched metal sections that need to be replaced. Once over the bridge we pass the old toll house and make our way up this tarmac path up to the main road that leads into Barmouth. When we join the main road we take a left and then a left again to head down to Barmouth seafront and the end of this ride. From here you can check out the beach or look back at the route that we've just taken down the Mawddach Estuary and the Barmouth Viaduct. If you've watched the video till now, I take it that you've enjoyed it, so please do make sure you subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. It really helps keep the wheels of the channel turning. Thank you very much for watching, thank you for joining me, and happy cycling.